We came first time to the Baltics in November last year. Physically, we had done some homework prior to that. Actually, I think a couple of years ago already, we once scratched the surface of the market and had another field trip. Then it was decided not to proceed. Now it was decided to proceed. I think it was then a function of not enough product actively being marketed, so it was difficult to secure product. Now we felt that there was more product potentially for sale versus the previous time we visited the region. The idea for us is always to build up critical mass in a market where we are, because for us it's not so much about diversification and having only one asset in every country, but it's about getting a position which is facilitating economies of scale and allowing us to be locally present, because our business model is about locally managing the assets that we own. And in order to manage assets, you need critical mass, because otherwise you can't support a competent, deep enough local team. I think the biggest takeaway for me personally is that my earlier observations and enthusiasm with respect to this region was reconfirmed, in the sense that I think the crowd is enthusiastic, it's positive, there is a good mood, there is also the right, let's say, relationship between being enthusiastic but also being prudent. So I don't think there is the risk that people will go overboard by overdeveloping, which is always very important. So I think it's a balanced region. Yeah? It's not the extremes that we sometimes see in other parts of the CE region. I think for us, I mean, even if we like, of course, large deployments of capital for the reasons mentioned, that we need critical mass in order to implement our strategy of locally managing assets. For us, it's also an opportunity that the region is relatively small and often not on the radar screen of some of the players, because obviously it means there is less competition on the buy side for dominant shopping centers potentially than there is in other parts of the region, where there is much more competition, because markets like Poland are bigger, so there are by definition many more investors competing for the same assets than there are here. So every upside has its disadvantage, as a famous Dutch football coach Johan Cruyff once said. So I think for us it would be the reconfirmation that we made the right move, and I think it's now still too early to say that. So far we are very encouraged by the results of our first investment here. But of course in 1 year more, we hopefully have done more in the Baltics, and simultaneously we have even more comfort that we made the right decisions. So